Hey, what's up everyone? Dr. Stein here at Straight Ahead Chiropractic. It's Friday and I wanted to have a little bit of fun, have a little discussion about something that I heard on my drive to the office this morning. A lot of you know that there is a really popular donut place. I'm not going to give names because I'm not going to support or endorse them, but there's a very popular donut place that is giving a free donut to anybody that gets the COVID vaccine. This is not a discussion about the COVID vaccine. This is a discussion about something that I heard specifically on the radio. There's also a meme that's going around in relation to the irony of giving a donut for the COVID vaccine in regard to how it influences health. And that meme is that Marlboro is giving away a carton of cigarettes as a benefit for getting the COVID vaccine as well. Obviously, that part is not true. That's kind of a spoof, pointing out some of the irony and some of the inconsistencies there. But what they said on the radio is, well, at least a donut is healthier than a cigarette. And that got me thinking, is it really? If we were to compare 1 to 1, what do you think the outcome on that is? And I want to answer that right now, or at least go through some of the stuff. I don't even know if I have the right answer, but I want to present some numbers. So, is a donut healthier than a cigarette? We're not talking about one donut to a pack of cigarettes. We're talking 1 to 1. Is it healthier? Well, one donut at this particular place is 190 calories. That's actually low. Most of them are around 400, but just a basic glazed donut at this place is 190 calories. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound. So 1 pound of tissue in our human body is 3,500 calories. So if you eat 3,500 calories above what you normally eat, you will gain a pound. So if you were to take one donut a day, and with this promotion, you can show your card and verification of vaccine, and you can every day, and you can get a donut a day. If you do that, you will gain 20 pounds in a year by doing some of the math and some of the statistics. Now, if you were able to do that for 10 years, do the math, 200 pounds, right? Well, but what if we compared 1 to 1? The average smoker in the United States smokes 17 cigarettes in a day. Chain smokers can get up to 40, 50 cigarettes in a day, but the average smoker in the US is about 17 cigarettes in a day, okay? If you were to have 17 donuts, I know that sounds crazy and you're like, what in the world? But again, we're just making that comparison 1 to 1 ratio. If you were to have 17 donuts in a day, you would consume, just from donuts alone, 3,230 calories. So 3,230 calories, almost a full pound. Well, let's do the math. If you did that 7 days a week, that would be 22,610 calories or 6.5 pounds. You would gain 6.5 pounds in a day if you kept that pace. If you were to do it for an entire year, if you were to do it for 365 days, 17 donuts a day for 365 days, at the end of the year, you would have put on 337 pounds. If we do 2 years, it's going to go 674 pounds. So then I asked the question to you, one cigarette versus this, which one is worse? Which one is better? And here's what I want to say. This is the big picture that I really want to draw with this, is that who cares? Who cares? Because they're both garbage. Now I erased it already, there are some benefits to nicotine that the research shows. Focus, attention, suppression of appetite, possibly even helping with arthritis. It doesn't matter to me because it's still, the means by which to get it is still unhealthy and not beneficial. What I wanted to say with this whole thing that I took way more time writing up there and calculating than I did doing this, erasing it. But here's what I want to say, is that the lesser of two evils is still an evil. It's the wrong conversation. I understand on the radio they're just saying, well, they're comparing cigarettes to a donut and they're minimizing the effects of a donut. What I want to say is nobody's perfect, and yes, maybe sometimes you can splurge and have things in moderation, but just keep in mind that the lesser of two evils is still evil. When making choices specifically for you and your kids in regard to nutrition, remember that there's not a lesser of two evils. Make the good choice. What's the good choice? Well, ultimately, if it was alive at one point and growing, then it probably is something that is more beneficial for you than something that was manufactured in a lab or made in a manufacturing plant. So with that, what I want to say is I don't know if a cigarette is more dangerous or a donut is more dangerous than a cigarette. And I know it's kind of silly. I'm not condoning either one. Actually, I'm telling you right now, refrain from both. If you can, stay away from both of them. I'm not trying to make an argument to say you should do this instead. You should go smoke a cigarette because it's better than a donut. I don't even know that that's the case. But if we compare 1 to 1, you're probably going to die sooner from eating 17 donuts a day than you are from having 17 cigarettes a day. Okay? I think that that's rational and reasonable to say. So with that said, it is Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for kind of amusing me a little bit in listening to this talk. Hopefully you got something out of it, and that something that you got out of it is not to pick one or the other or to even compare the two, but that the lesser of two evils is still an evil, and that we shouldn't be talking about, well, what's less beneficial for us, or we should be looking at what is really what's good for us in the first place, not what is the least bad, but what is good for us. All right, hope you're straight ahead. Thanks so much. Bye.